Hello, hi everyone. Myself Orkujyoti De, and this is going to be the third or fourth video of this series. And let's get started. So today I will be starting off with a story about Einstein. See, once Einstein was struggling to solve an equation, and he was stuck in that for hours and hours. Like we often got stuck in a question and we are not satisfied until we have completed that question or we have solved that question. So that's how Einstein was also got frustrated, but he wasn't able to solve the question or the equation. And then what he did was, then with the frustration, he left that equation and went for a boat riding, for a quiet session in the river. And suddenly he was struck with the idea of the theory of relativity. And look, the idea of relativity struck him. This was the beginning of the revolution in theory of relativity. So, what we actually learned from this story, and it is a real life story, this revolutionary theory was formed by this way. We can understand that when our mind is agitated, when our mind is unstable, we are not able to do something productive. We are not able to reach the end point. And when our mind is clear, when our mind is calm, composed, we are not stressed out, then we can get the solutions much more easily and effectively. Like, it's often said that creativity creativity follows efficiency. Efficiency follows creativity. It's not like that. When you don't, suppose I will give you an example. uh, I don't like studying that much, right? I don't want like studying for, I can't have a studying session for about 2 to 3 hours at a straight. So but I can watch a movie for 2 to 3 hours straight. And that day I was feeling unstable, I was not feeling good. So I was unable to focus actually. I was unable to focus. And what I did was I left my I left studying and started watching a movie, the movie Hindi Media. And at my amaze, what I looked is I watched the full movie at a single session. So this suggests that I was not uh, I was not interested in studying because I sat for the whole movie with interest and I was not interested in studying. And when you are interested in something, it will, like, you will be efficient in that thing. And having a calm and composed mind is very, very important. So I will be telling 2 to 3 um, more 2 to 3 stories like that as well. But first of all, um, look at the, what I can say, quote. The quote is, uh, let's make it a little bit small. Okay, your mind is like a water. When it's agitated, it's become difficult to see. But when you let it settle, the answer becomes clear. So you have often seen that when you will look into the water in a pond or river, in a pond basically, you will see your face. You can see it's like a mirror. But when you will stir the water a little bit, when you will disturb the water, you will not able to see your face in that water. It Our mind works the same way. When it's agitated, when it's disturbed, when it's unstable, it cannot mirror us the solution. It was unable to mirror us the solution. But when it's still, when it is calm, when it works in its own pace, when it is following creativity, when it is enjoying the task that you are doing, when it is in love with the universe, it can do anything, and you will at the peak of efficiency. So, like that. There is another story of Nelson Mandela. After being 27 years in prison, see, against 27 years in prison, mm, uh, he should have been frustrated. He should have been disturbed. Uh, that's a lot of time. 27 years. You suppose you are someone in in encapsulates you for about 1 or 2 years, you will be frustrated. 1 or 2 years, I have said, like for 3 to 4 months, if you will be kept and you will do nothing, you will be frustrated. You can't sit about 30 minutes a day. But for about 27 years, a lot of time period in his lifetime. But he was not uh, angry about that. He used to reflect, time to reflect, learn, and strategize instead of letting his emotion takes over. He emerged as a visionary leader. See, this is the power of a calm mind. And there are other stories as well. That's in my mobile. So, see, there's another story, Buddha and the Muddy Water. You know that Gautam Buddha, a great monk, or what I will say, a person who has attained enlightenment, moksha, that is the highest superior thing that you can get in this life. Once Buddha was going through a forest with his disciples, and he was thirsty. He was thirsty, and he said one of his disciples to get him some water. There was a muddy pond-like stuff there. The disciple went there. The disciple tried to fetch the water, but the disciple saw that it was too muddy. It was too unhealthy to drink that. It was too dirty to be consumed. So he said to Buddha that, Sir, it was too muddy. It was too dirty and unfit for drinking. Buddha said. Buddha smiled. This is a great quality of leaders. This is a great quality of Buddhist monks or spiritual leaders. You will see them, they, before answering the question, they will give a beautiful smile in their face. And with the smile only, 50% of the question or 50% of your problem is solved. After smiling, he said, go to that water, go to that area, and then wait for a little bit, for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you will see that slowly the muds, the dirty particles will settle down due to gravity and take out the water from above. And by that way, you can find the clear water. And it's not that it works only with water. What he says is, what is the lesson? Like Buddha explained that our mind works similarly in that same fashion. When disturbed, it is unclear, but with patience and stillness, clarity emerges naturally. So, there are other stories uh, like that as well. Other stories like Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, the great materialist, material artist, not material, martial artist, the great martial artist Bruce Lee had a very good philosophy. Like he says that you should be like water, formless, powerful, yet calm. You have often seen that when water flows in the river, if some obstacles come in between, in the form of stones or tree branches or trunks, etc., water goes from sideways. Water makes its own path. Water don't waste its time to fighting with that obstacles. So what it says that water flows around the obstacles rather than fighting them and remain still when undisturbed. So you should have that mental stability and that mental uh, stability as well as that mental calmness to handle those situations. Whenever you face an obstacle, you should rather try to go around it rather than fighting against it. So this will help you to be to succeed in your life. And there are other stories as well, like a boy who was being always being troubled, always stay troubled with anxiety or overthinking. He went to a Zen monk. The monk explained him the way of living. The monk explained him how to practice mindfulness while breathing and walking only. And by following both the advices of practicing mindfulness while breathing, like when you breathe in and breathe out, you are doing it unconsciously. But including mindfulness is that you will breathe in and breathe out with consciousness. You will start living life with consciousness, not unconsciously. That is mindfulness. And walking, while walking, you should be mindful. By practicing these two things, the boy actually got over all of his problems. So there are many stories there. So the lessons we know that you should be you should not be overwhelmed with your emotions. You should not be overwhelmed with the instincts, and rather than you should be calm and think rationally. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Orkajoti De signing off.